Hello, greetings everyone. My name is Ashley Beauchamp with Madam Wordsmith, and I have here with me Kevin Dorival, who is the author of the inspirational autobiography, The Courage to Believe. And today I just wanted to speak with him about some editing nightmares. I actually was a contributing editor on his book, and I know that a lot of authors encounter some different things when working with editors, and I've heard some horror stories. So today we're just going to talk about some of the nightmares that he encountered and what makes a great editor. Okay, so my first question was: this was your first book, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
The
Okay.
Courage Video was my first book.
All right, and so the whole process of getting an editor and publishing it was all pretty new to you.
It was pretty new, and there was an immense amount of pressure to get the book done, and going through all the hurdles with the editors and publishing companies. But God is good. End of the day, the mission was complete.
Okay, so how long did it take you to find your first editor? Because I know you said you had a couple work on your book.
The first edit, it took a while only because, working on the biggest project of my life. So I wanted to be careful, and I was, picking through cotton, I guess you can say, or the haystack, needle in the haystack, trying to find the right editor because not every editor is going to fit the style that you're looking for.
Okay, and so how many editors have worked on your book?
I lost count,
It
honestly.
was that many?
Yes, I think about four or five editors, yes.
Okay. Well, kind of like you said, I believe that an author-editor relationship is almost like a marriage. Like there has to be communication, there has to be the same vision. They have to share a vision in
Yes.
order to help
Yes.
you bring what you're saying to light. So, what are some of the horror stories or things that you've encountered, and what do you think makes a good editor? What are some other things that you think?
Well, speaking on the horror stories, I had an editor, the first one that I actually signed a contract with. Actually, we never even signed a contract. But my mistake was I gave her a check, a deposit, and didn't have a contract signed. I sent her the book and everything because I was so excited to work with her. But unfortunately, she had other, motives. She wanted me to sign a contract for a lifetime of my book to give her, I believe, 10, 15% of the proceeds of every sale of the book.
Wow.
So, however, I did love her style, and I, was thinking about it. But at the end of the day, I just knew that I didn't want to marry this woman because obviously she wasn't the right one. She had the right talent, but her heart wasn't in the right place.
So that was one of your horror stories.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you think makes a great editor, or what were some of, I know you eventually found one that you enjoyed working with. So what are some of the things that in the future, or to give advice to other authors, some things that they should look for in an editor?
What you look for is an editor that's going to show you your original work and the work they've done. You don't want an editor that's going to make all the corrections or, whatever you want to call them, editing errors, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want them just to send you the finished product. You want to know the process. And what I'll advise is to have the editor send you the maybe first couple of pages and just, see what kind of style or what kind of flow they're working in because you might get your work back and you don't even recognize it. It's just like a mother who's had her child beat up to a bloody pulp and she doesn't know who he is when she sees him, and that's somewhat what I experience with my writing. Even though someone may be great with proofreading and correcting grammar and things like that, that's not always what you're looking for. Because me, I have a ghetto English writing style, because I was targeting people from my community that are from the ghetto and that understand where I'm coming from. So you don't want someone that's just gonna act like an English teacher, pardon me, and just correct every single thing just because it doesn't sound right or doesn't, uh, fall in line with the English standards.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay, about that. I also read something online. I can't remember the blog. I wish I did so I can give him the credit for it. But he was saying that think of it as if someone's coming to paint your house and you hired them to paint your bathroom, But they come in and they end up painting. They look at your kitchen and they say the kitchen needed some paint, so they just painted it without, telling you that. And then you come in and you're like,
Right.
I didn't tell you to paint the kitchen. I told you to paint the bathroom. So it's kind of like you have to have a relationship where you feel comfortable, you're able to talk to them, and they understand what it is that you want to do. Um, and you guys set guidelines about what it is that they should be editing. Say, I want you to edit this, work on my style, or just grammar and punctuation. Don't change the content. You want to be able to have a great relationship and feel comfortable speaking with them. Is there anything else that you think makes a great editor, or that made you enjoy working with um, the editors that worked on your book?
Well, other than
Anything
yourself,
you want?
you were definitely one of the best editors that I've ever met.
Thank
But
you.
also like to give shout out to Beverly Barracks, who also worked on the editing. She did a great job as well. One of the biggest tips I like to tell every author out there or potential author is don't give up. The editing process may take a couple of months, but if your editing takes more than 3 months, that's when it's time to draw the line and move your project with someone else, because some of these editors that I had were just taking too long, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. And Ashley did my book in, I think, in like 2 months. But however, she did receive a finished project, so it didn't really take her that long. But I mean, I've had some horrible stories, but I thank God for that, because now I know better. I know what I'm looking for. I know the time frame, how much editing should cost, and actually working with all these editors has helped me improve in my writing as well. So I'm very thankful for that. Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. And what I would like to do now is give Mr. Dorival an opportunity to tell us where we can purchase his book, your very own copy of The Courage to Believe.
Thank you, Ashley. Yes, you can find my book, thecouragetoBelieveBook.com, or Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. And when you do purchase my book and you enjoy it, please leave a comment on Amazon, because this is an inspirational autobiography about my trials, tribulations, and philosophies on life, and how I was able to overcome many adversities. I'm sure it's going to be an inspiration to you. You can also find Ashley on MadamWordsmith.com, where she offers all her wonderful services and all that good stuff. And we're both heavily on Twitter, so follow us, please. Hi, Mom.
Thank you so much. And stick around, because next week I'm going to be giving you the top 10 questions that any editor who wants to work with you should be asking you. These questions will help understand what it is that you're trying to achieve and whether they'll be able to help you or not. So come back next week and make sure you bring a pen and paper so you can write them down. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all next week. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.